Good evening. Welcome to another episode of OmenG's Stupid Scary Stories. Now, tonight, I won't be reading from any books. I'll be telling a tale of terror that I make up as I go. Not quite sure where to start. It's a pretty stressful week. Got some disappointing news on Wednesday. Wasn't too happy about it. Nope. Not at all. But I'm not going to let that stop me from doing the things that I like to do. Although I'm not quite depressed, but partly depressed. Yeah. But that's not what you all have tuned in or clicked on this to hear about. You want to hear a story. Now, I've asked for suggestions in the past. I've gotten none so far, so I'm just going to keep going with whatever comes into my head. And for whatever strange reason, I'm thinking about elephants. I don't know why. I haven't been watching anything on National Geographic or Animal Planet, so I don't know why, for the moment that was previously happening before I started telling you about elephants, I was thinking about elephants. Big, giant elephants stomping around. Not in a circus, not where they're supposed to be, but, just walking around. It's like, in my brain, anyway, I guess it was called daydream. Since it's not daytime, I don't know if you call it a night dream, but I'm not sleeping, so let's just call it daydream for the sake of keeping things normal for most people, and they'll understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, momentarily, I was daydreaming about elephants. I was standing on my front porch, and an elephant goes walking by. He raises his trunk up to me as if, to say what up. I'm looking at this like, maybe he's just arbitrarily raising up his trunk. When I don't respond, he speaks. Hey! You see I'm talking to you. Don't be a dick. Oh shit. I'm sorry, elephant. Name's Ralph. Sorry, Ralph. I didn't know you were talking to me. What are you doing here? This is like way out of your area of like walking around. I don't know of any circuses in town or zoos that keep your kind anywhere near here. So I'm kind of confused as to why you're walking down the street. I'm your new neighbor. Oh, really? Yeah, I bought the house across the street. And the land. Not gonna do much with the house, but the land is really nice. Happened to be walking by here, saw you have a tree. You don't mind if I munch on it a little bit, do you? Actually, Ralph, I do mind if you munch on my tree. You're a fucking elephant. You'll munch all the damn leaves and shit off the tree. And then where are the birds supposed to sleep? And nest. And live. I've got a nice little colony, if that's what you call them, of blue jays and other birds. They keep the mice away. I don't know if you know, but I used to have problems with mice. One in particular, and his family. His name was Pendleton, but I took care of him. So no, I don't want you eating from my tree, if that's okay with you. There's 2 trees over there on the land you said you bought. Why don't you eat them? I don't like those. Well, you're shit out of luck, buddy. I hate to be a shitty neighbor, but I don't want you eating my tree. Now, as I'm sitting here having this conversation with a talking elephant, it dawns on me, how the fuck did he move here? And how did he buy a house? Like, what kind of job does an elephant have? So I asked him. I said, hey, Ralph, if you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious. 1, how the fuck did you get here? Number 2, how the hell did you buy a house and property? But more importantly, how did you get here? Did you like fucking catch a flight out of Africa and shit? Get off in the airport? Sail on a boat? That's exactly what I did. Sailed on a boat. Okay. Makes sense, because I don't know if there's any planes besides like fucking military transport planes that would be able to move you. What are you trying to say? I'm just saying you're big. You're a fucking elephant. What do you mean? What am I trying to say? I'm not trying to say anything. I'm saying that you're an elephant and you're huge. Excuse me. So is there a Mrs. Ralph? Or any little Ralphs? Actually, there is. They'll be moving here in a couple of weeks. It's interesting. So yeah, back to my second question. How did you buy a house? Like, what, do you have a job or something? Yep, I sure enough do. What exactly does one such as yourself sell? Or do? You were right when you said sell. Was I? Yes, you were. I sell home insurance. Ha! You're joking, right? Home insurance? An elephant? Yes. What's so funny about that? Because you're an elephant, and an elephant with a job is funny in itself, but an elephant selling home insurance? I'm sorry, Ralph. I'm sorry. That's kind of mean of me. That's kind of mean of me. I'm not used to talking elephants. Nonetheless, talking elephants with jobs selling home insurance. Do you have home insurance? Actually, I do. Thank you very much. I can get you a really good rate on some really good coverage. Protect you against all types of things. Even elephants. I don't really think I need a clause in my insurance for elephants. I don't live around a lot of elephants. You live around me now! And my kids are rambunctious. Rambunctious they are. I mean, I would hate for anything bad to happen to your house or that tree of yours, and you don't have the proper coverage. Let me just go in here. I'll grab my briefcase. Briefcase? Yeah, that's what I said. I said briefcase. This is getting funnier by the minute. I'm waiting for you to fucking go in there and come out with a hat on your head and shit. I do have a hat. Alright, I'm not laughing anymore because this isn't even funny. Now it's not even funny. This is just plain fucking weird. What's so weird about it? You're a fucking talking elephant. You're a talking human. Yeah, but humans are supposed to talk. That's how we communicate with one another. Oh, this is how we communicate with you guys. We talk. Shit, I speak like 25 languages. Okay, well, shit. Excuse me, I speak one. It's called English. I'm glad you speak English. Glad we don't have to have any disputes, and I don't understand what the fuck you're saying. Or even worse, if all you spoke was elephant. Hey, don't talk about my mom. I didn't even know I was saying anything. Shit. My bad, Ralph. My bad. I don't know if I believe you. I'm serious. I really didn't know I was saying anything, man. I don't mean anything by it. I've never even hung around elephants. I hate seeing you guys in captivity. I feel terrible. I want to set you all free and shit. And stuff. You know, when I see you in zoos and things. Oh, well, don't worry about them. They're alright. Anyway, let me go in my house here, and I'll be right back. And I'm gonna show you the, insurance policies that we have available for homeowners, such as yourself. He stomps off, big-ass elephant. And I mean, he was big, huge elephant. Big African elephant. Big, gigantic, humongous elephant. Floppy ears, big trunk, huge tusks. Huge. Like he had been around for a while. I don't know if that's how you determine how old an elephant is, but his tusks were large. Goes into his house, or should I say stomps into his house. He doesn't actually open the door. He just walks right through the fucking front wall. Comes back out with a briefcase, wearing a hat. Opens it up. And he starts flipping through papers with his trunk. Hands me some. Says, go ahead and read that. Tell me if you don't stay how good that coverage is. I bet you can't beat it. I'm like, alright. So I read it. And it's actually a great policy. It's a great policy. I mean, it has everything that I need. Storm coverage, wind damage, acts of God, fire, flooding, and elephant. The only thing it didn't have was mice. I wanted to see if he could put some kind of insurance for mice. So I asked him, hey, Ralph, this plan looks good. It actually does look good. It's a few dollars cheaper than my plan, and it has more coverage. Of course it does. So let me ask you a question. Can I get some coverage on mice? You know, just in case some crazy shit happens with some more mice. See, let me just explain to you why I needed coverage. I know what you're probably thinking, like, why would you need insurance coverage for mice? This is why I need insurance coverage for mice. I have these shrinking devices and things in my house, time machines and such, and every now and then, you know, when the mice come here, I shrink myself down and it's all out fucking war. And sometimes things get fucked up, and I just want some coverage, you know, in case any of these damn mice come back. Let me see. Let me work out some numbers here. I'll see what I can do. So he's over here tapping on this gigantic calculator that he has on his trunk. He's talking to himself, mumbling and shit. Okay, I'm gonna do like this right here. Got it. So he hands me this paper with the mouse coverage. Even has coverage for my time machine and special laboratory that does all the stuff that I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. He's like, you're gonna need this coverage, trust me. Now, the price of the insurance went up by about like $20, which was about 10 more than what I was already paying, but the coverages, they were great, phenomenal, right? I'm thinking to myself, what are the odds? Standing on your front porch and a home insurance selling elephant comes trundling through your damn street and just so happens to be your next door neighbor. Great. I'm thinking to myself, this could be the start of a beautiful neighborship. It's already saving me money and getting me coverages on the things that I need. So I say, you know what, Ralph? You got a fucking deal, Ralph. You got a fucking deal. Let me go grab my wallet. We'll get this shit on paper and signed. Go in the house for about maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I'm looking for my wallet, and I can hear birds chirping wildly outside, like something is going on. I hear 2 of the blue jays, because I know their calls. Trust me, I do. They're yelling something terrible. That's when all of a sudden, look outside, and Ralph's eating my fucking tree. Like, Ralph, hey, buddy, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, got hungry real quick. Didn't feel like walking across the street to eat that tree I don't like. So I got a little bit of yours. Not too fond of that one either. It's not as tasty as I thought it was. It looked tasty, but it's not tasty. Well, I'm glad you don't like it. Hopefully you won't do that again. Now, let me give you my information, sign this paperwork in. You have a great day. Thank you so much for this wonderful insurance coverage. You have a good day too. I'll be seeing you. Yeah, you will. Now, I forgot something about elephants, as large as they are. Well, guess what? They have large shits. Not piles, mounds of it. And it attracts all types of fucking flies and other creatures because, you know, they're herbivores. But at the same time, it does make for really good manure. And me being a pepper grower myself, I decided maybe I should talk to Ralph about perhaps using some of his mounds of shit as fertilizer for my plants. Well, he said sure, no problem. He said I can have tons of it for you. I don't need tons. No. 1 mound of your shit will do just fine. He said, oh, no, it's no trouble for me. No trouble at all. Now, a few days go by, a couple of weeks. Everything's been cool, he's a quiet guy. He's a quiet guy. He doesn't bother anybody, stays in his yard, eats his grass and shit. Excuse me. I see him going off to work. You ask me, how does he get to work? He walks. It's a fucking elephant. What do you think, he's gonna catch the goddamn bus? No, that's not happening. He walks to work. And they don't give him any shit about being late. He makes his own schedule. Now, of course, it's a pain in the ass when he's walking down the fucking street. You can't get around him because there's cars coming the other way. But, you kind of learn to live with it. Until he drops one of those big, huge mounds of shit in the middle of the road and you smack into it, fuck your bumper up. That's never good. I've seen it happen to a couple of people. But neither here nor there. A couple of weeks have gone by. So far, no problems. Then I hear a loud ruckus one night coming from across the street. I look out, I see all types of lights and balloons and shit. Like somebody's having a goddamn party at 10 o'clock at night. Thinking to myself, what the fuck's going on? Over at Ralph's. So I walk across the street and I knock on the door. Hey! Hello? How you doing? Ralph. Yeah, how's it going, buddy? Everything's fine. I just have a question. This party of yours, how long is it going to be going on for? Because, you're kind of loud. I'm not trying to tell you not to have any fun. It's your house, your yard. But, this neighborhood is a quiet one. As you can see, before you got here, it's quiet. And most of us would like to keep it that way. If you don't have a problem with just quieting it down. You don't have to stop the party. I wasn't going to stop the party. And I don't know if I like you coming over here telling me what to fucking do on my property. Whoa, Ralph. No need for foul language, Ralph. I was just saying, just out of consideration. I'm down in my studio trying to do music and shit, and all I can hear is whatever the fuck music you're listening to, and I've never heard this shit before. Oh, you never heard of them? No, I've never heard of them. Oh, God, it's the best elephant band in the ground in the whole world. Well, that's probably why I've never heard of them. I don't listen to elephant music. Oh, you should hear the trunk solo. It's phenomenal. Come on in. I walk through the gaping hole in the wall of his house, and inside I see 2 small elephants. Small for elephants, but they're still big compared to me. And then another smaller but large elephant. I'm like, oh, hey, how are you guys doing? Oh, that's my wife, Matilda. My sons, Jerry and Tom. Jerry and Tom? Really? Jerry and Tom. Why? What's wrong with Jerry and Tom? Have you ever heard of Tom and Jerry? Tom and Jerry? No. Who the fuck is Tom and Jerry? Never mind. It's cartoon, cat, mouse, always fighting with each other. Oh, that's funny, because my guys, they're always fighting with each other all the time. Constantly. Oh, God. Ruckus like you would never believe. And I told you, they're rambunctious. Now, I'll try to keep a lid on them, but, hey, look. Family just got here. We're having a get-together party, home warming. Sorry for being loud. Sorry I cussed you out. I'm under a little bit of stress. Hadn't filled my quota this week. The insurance company, they're talking about potentially laying me off. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all. Well, beyond, coming over here to talk to you about your noise, I would like to say that your manure that you've been letting me use, the shit mounds, oh, man, my peppers are growing like nobody's business. I have a pod almost the size of my fucking head. And I've never seen a pod that big. I can make like 12 jars of hot sauce with 1 pepper. Oh, really? Yeah. You know what, Ralph? We should go into business together. Go into business? Doing what? Growing peppers? No. We should sell your shit. Sell my shit? Yeah, sell your shit. Why the fuck would I sell my shit? Have you not been listening to anything I just said to you about my fucking peppers growing the size of a fucking head? Yeah, but what the fuck does that have to do with my shit? I use your shit as fertilizer for my peppers. Your shit makes my peppers grow large, which means it may probably, most likely, have this same effect on other crops, which means you could sell your shit. That's ridiculous. About as ridiculous as a goddamn elephant selling fucking home insurance, but hey, look, you sold me some goddamn home insurance and it's actually working out pretty good. But that's not the point. You said you haven't meeting your quota. You're not gonna necessarily make people or convince people into buying home insurance, but you can, trust me, convince them on buying your shit. And you've got fucking a family of 4. That's tons and tons of shit. You can make so much money. I'll help you. I don't know about this. Sounds weird, selling shit. Sounds like you're trying to take me as a fool. I'm not trying to take you as a fool, Ralph. I'm not trying to take you as a fool. Look, next mound of shit you take, let me come over there and load it up, right? I'd rather it not be in my yard. Exactly. You want to walk around big piles of shit and then have to deal with the flies all flying around you and shit? Of course not. Then it's covering your grass. You end up eating some shit-covered grass. You're walking around, your breath smells like elephant shit. Nobody wants that. You don't want that. You want to sell your shit. How much can I make? Well, fertilizer's not cheap. Not cheap. And fertilizer as good as this? Well, you can charge top fucking dollar. What's top dollar? Let's put it this way. One of your shits. Just one. It's about freaking 200 pounds. We could sell this shit for like, I'm thinking $10 a pound. You know, give them a fair price. $10 a fucking pound. It's not bad. It's very competitive. You take a 200-pound shit. Well, you know, that's $2,000 right there. And you shit at least once or twice a fucking day. I've seen it. Now you've got your wife and your 2 kids here. You could be making like 10 grand a day. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that a lot. Exactly. I figured you would. Now listen. I'll market you. We'll come up with a nice, snappy fucking name for it. Why can't we just call it elephant shit? People like fancy names for shit. Trust me. They call all this stuff fertilizer. And nobody calls it shit. Even though for the most part it is shit. Not joking. I bought some fucking fish fertilizer the other day. I wish they had just called it fish shit. Because the shit smells like shit. It's so... I'd go get it and let you smell it. But you don't want to smell it. It stinks. Really fucking bad. Ugh. God. I remember the first time I opened it, right? And the little cap protection thing was stuck to the top. And I didn't realize it. I'm sitting here squeezing it. And it went... And some of it got right up under my nostrils. Oh... I was smelling shit for hours. Washed my face like 100 times. I even put some bleach on my mustache. Ugh. But that's not the point. Nobody's gonna buy something called shit. They just won't do it. Unless they think it's a gag. And you don't want to sell this as a gag. You want to sell it to farmers. I mean, you move to a nice location. You've got plenty of land that you can shit on. Then we can cart it up, bag it, bam. And I bet you they'd like it even steaming hot. Fresh fertilizer. Fresh. They'll pay. I'm telling you they'll pay. They might even pay more, but we'll start out at 10. Or maybe we should start out at 15 and then drop it down to 10. It'll be flying off the fucking yard that you have. Now, I only want 10%. 10%? 10% of all sales. That's it. So every $2,000 you make, I make 10% of that. It's a small fraction. Small fraction. And I'll make sure that we get this shit sold. You won't have to do any traveling. All you have to do is sit at home with your family, do family stuff, eat, and shit. And if you like a tree in my yard, by all means, nibble on it. Have some nibbles. Oh yeah, and I get free manure for life. Fertilizer, shit, yeah. Let me talk it over with Matilda and see what she says. We're in the corner somewhere, you know. Of course, I couldn't ignore the elephants in the room. That was a corny joke, but I had to throw it in there, sorry. You know, his two kids come over to me, Jerry and Tom. I don't know why he didn't just call them Tom and Jerry. Maybe Jerry was born first, I don't know. But they come over and they're asking me all types of fucking questions. They remind me of my youngest son for a hot second, but they're not asking as many questions. It's just that there's two of them, and one's asking a question, then the other one asks a question, then the other one asks a question, and I'm like, pat one of them on the head. Oh, you guys are so cute. Listen, guys, I hear you guys are rambunctious. I need you to please not go stomping around my yard. Please. I grow pepper plants there, and I don't want you to stomp around in my yard. My sons, you know, sometimes they come out and play. Not very often, but the Xbox has been broken for the past few days, so they might be outside more often than they usually are. And it's summertime now, so yeah, you'll probably see them a lot. Please don't hurt them. They're my kids. I love them very much, and would be devastated if anything terrible happened to them. Do they like to, you know, start asking me a whole bunch of questions about the stuff that they like and shit. I'm like, yeah, they love all that stuff. Just to kind of like, get them to stop asking me so many questions. So, you know, Ralph comes back over to me and he's like, all right, you know what? You got a deal. Like, I got a deal? 10% free manure for life? Yep. Me and the wife think it's a great idea. Here's a down payment. He walks outside and takes a humongous steaming shit. Then his wife goes out and takes a humongous steaming shit on top of his humongous steaming shit. And he calls the kids over. Hey, kids, come on! Shit in this pile! And they did. Must have been like 1,000 pounds of shit altogether. It was a lot. Maybe not 1,000 pounds, but it was a lot of shit. It was like maybe 500 pounds of shit. 500 pounds. And I'm thinking to myself, $5,000. $5,000. And of this $5,000, I get 500. And I didn't have to do a motherfucking thing. So, you know, the next day, I get on the phone, start calling farmers, feed places, but mostly just farmers. I say, hey, listen, I've got a deal for you. I've got the best fertilizer, all natural. No byproducts, no chemicals, nothing that you can use with something else to blow stuff up and make bombs with. Nope. This is it's a bomb in itself. It's a bomb of shit. A huge shit bomb. Part of my language, farmers, but you know what I'm talking about. I've worked on farms before. You know what you're dealing with. I don't know why we don't all just call it shit. Horse shit, dog shit, whatever shit you're using to grow your shit. But listen, I've got the best shit that you're ever gonna get. And I've got an endless supply of it. I'll bring you a pound. You can try it for yourself. A few farmers came to, check out what I was talking about. Sent them pictures of my peppers. They were like, that's not a pepper. I'm like, oh yeah, it is a pepper. I'll send you a piece. Put it in your mouth. When it burns, you'll know what I'm fucking talking about. Phone was ringing off the hook within days. Within days. People were knocking down the door for this fucking elephant shit. This shit was becoming so big that they were almost not able to keep up. Like, we would have to take pre-orders. I mean, luckily for them, the shit was only really needed mostly during the season of growing. So, all winter long, we were thinking, hey, we'll just stockpile tons of this shit, literally tons of this shit, and we'll have plenty for the season, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, well, they're elephants. They're eventually going to eat all the fucking grass and shit off their lawn. What am I going to do to make sure that they can continue to shit damn near 1,000 pounds of shit a day? This has to keep going. So, I did some research, found out all types of things that elephants like to eat, what makes them shit the most. And I started growing it in my yard. And their yard, too. They were happy about this. They were real happy. And I didn't charge them anything because I'm making money like a fucking badass right now. And I ain't doing shit but selling shit. Whoever thought? Whoever thought? Well, there was this one farmer who noticed where I was getting the shit from. Tried to cut me out. Go directly to the shit source. Found out about it because, Ralph was a good friend. He realized that I had got him into the business. So when this asshole farmer tried to circumvent me, well, Ralph let me know. Spoke to the farmer again. Said, you know what, you backward ass bitch? You were getting a great deal as it was. What did you try to promise my goddamn partner to get a lower deal? Huh? I told him shit, cut you out. It's just simple as that. Just sell me the shit direct. And he can keep all the money. I'm sure he's paying you something. He pays me 10 fucking %. 10%. That ain't shit, buddy. That's like taxes. Yeah, but why are you taxing his shit? Me and him have a good thing going, farmer. Mind your fucking business. Or I'll bury you in a pile of his shit. Asshole. In fact, you know what? We're not selling you any shit. It's not like we need to sell you shit. We've got plenty of customers all over the fucking place. We've been shipping this shit world fucking wide. That's how good this shit is. And now, you won't have any of it. You won't have any of it. All the other farmers around you are going to be growing giant tomatoes and giant corn and giant lettuce and giant broccoli, giant pumpkins, and giant produce of all kinds. And you're going to be growing regular, everyday, average shit. Nobody's going to want to buy your shit. No one's going to want to buy your shit. You can't buy our shit. So fuck you and get the fuck out of here. He left upset. Oh well. Now, this thing blew up bigger than I thought it ever would. We became shit millionaires. Well, he became like a shit billionaire. I became like a shit millionaire because, I was only getting 10%. But I was making good money. Like, I quit doing anything besides selling shit. Became my full-time gig. I was flying all over the world. Samples of shit in my briefcase. People like, what do you do? I'm like, what do I do? You don't want to know what I do. Yeah, I do want to know what you do. What do you do? I sell shit. You sell what? I sell shit. Open up my briefcase and show them little bags of shit. They're like, oh my god, we thought you were joking. No, why would I joke about that? I sell shit for a living. That's what I do. You could have said fertilizer. Why sugarcoat it? It's shit. This is the purest shit you've ever seen. I'm telling you, it's the best shit. No chemicals, no additives. In fact, we're thinking about getting into the market of selling to regular people and not just, farmers. Of course, you'll pay more than farmers because you're not going to buy it in bulk like they do. But here's a sample for you. Grow some shit in there, see what happens. I guarantee you'll be calling me. Here's my card. Ralph and Reese Enterprises. The best shit in town. Now, of course, there's always some haters out there. You know what I'm saying? There's always some haters out there. Now, two things happen. One good, one bad, right? Now remember, in Africa, These fucking elephants are being chased around and killed for their tusks. Because so much money in tusks. All the money in ivory. Oh, ho, ho. But when these motherfucking poachers found out how much you could get for selling some elephant shit, oh, well, things changed. We saved thousands of elephant lives. Their populations started to grow again. And along with their populations grew more shit. We had competition now. Wasn't happy about this. Thinking to myself, should have not said anything to these fucking people in Africa. They keep killing the goddamn fucking elephants. There wouldn't be so many of them, so much shit. They're flooding the market. They're flooding the fucking market with shit! Oh! We were forced to drop our prices down significantly to compete with the endless supply of shit coming out of Africa and India. They muscled in on our turf. I tried to tell everybody in America, hey, buy American. This is an American elephant here, people. American elephant. Buy American. Do not buy foreign shit. Buy American shit for American goods. Let's make America again. People weren't really feeling it. They were getting it cheaper from overseas. At least the price of the shit was cheaper. Didn't cost cheaper for them to get it sent to them. So we still held on to a good number of our loyal customers. Now, we weren't making billions and millions, but we were still making hundreds of thousands per year. So we took a hit. But we were fine. And that's what I was daydreaming about for whatever strange-ass reason before I told this story. I know my brain is weird sometimes like that. Like, I'll get depressed, and then I'll start thinking of things to not be depressed, and then it'll take me into these little wild adventures in my mind. Which should be interesting when I start game mastering riffs with my two sons. Got a mission planned out for them today. No talking animals, though. There's mutants and demons and all types of other shit in this game. And there are actually talking animals. So I guess there will be talking animals. Anyway, though, thank you guys very much for joining me for another episode of OmenG's Stupid Scary Stories. Now that I've told it, I think we'll name this one Rolling in Shit. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Rolling in Shit. You guys have a great night. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you like the story. And hit the notification icon so that you can be notified when I drop stupid stories like bombs and mounds of elephant shit that I'll turn around and sell to somebody for thousands of dollars!